Hi. I think that you have repeatedly been surprised at the fact that for some reason you remembered some completely insignificant facts of what you saw or heard, but everything important to you seems to be missing. But in this case, you draw such conclusions only by your conscious brain area. It seems to your consciousness that what you remember is nonsense, and what you do not remember is extremely significant. Perhaps this is so for consciousness, but for the most part it is not consciousness that remembers the information, but that part of the brain that we are not able to consciously control. It's about the rest of our brain. The part that is not responsible for awareness and consciousness. For simplicity, this part is called the subconscious. This part of our brain has a completely different motivation and different laws. This is the underwater part of the iceberg, which is almost impossible to curb our consciousness. Therefore, it is extremely beneficial to reckon with it. But our consciousness is the tip of the iceberg. With our consciousness we can think anything. The subconscious does not care. Thus, if we analyze what we remember with the subconscious, without putting our mind to this effort, we can find out what really motivates or excites us the most. Which is really important for our large unconscious part of the brain. And since we are not able to replace our brain, then let's try to use the features of our brain for our own benefit and to the maximum. I will tell you about a simple way to find a field of knowledge and interests that for some reason resonate with you. In fact, this knowledge and interests will be your destination. Yes, perhaps on their implementation it will seem to you that you can't earn much. But you can look at any business from different angles. Something to modify, somehow especially pack and so on. This technique once allowed me to earn my first million. But this topic is another video. Back to the description of the method. Get yourself a drawing block or notebook. And start every morning to write in it what you remember about yesterday. Not the event's actions themselves, but something that for some reason seemed to you significant in them, that you just remembered what caused you positive emotions. Spend a couple of weeks on it. In order not to forget to do this, put the notebook in a prominent place. For example, on the table at which you have breakfast. Write down your thoughts after breakfast. Just during breakfast, it will be convenient for you to recall those very important events. After 2 weeks, reread everything that was noted by you in a notebook. Then try to group all the records by meaning, or in essence. It may be possible to combine them on some basis. Create a name for each group of fragments of your significant memories. Write the name of the resulting groups on a separate sheet of paper. Now make a list of activities that make up the bulk of your day-to-day activities. Further, it is only necessary to compare the results. Compare what you usually do and what you spend your time and energy on with what is most easily absorbed by your brain. That is, with what your subconscious mind considers important. There are 3 possible options. The first option, your regular actions do not overlap with the real interests of your brain. The second option, they intersect, but only partially and from time to time. Perhaps depending on the situation. Third option, they coincide to a large extent. If you have the latter option, then I sincerely and wholeheartedly congratulate you. What you do is what your brain, in fact, considers valuable and important. You have great potential to achieve great heights in life and succeed. If you have one of the first 2 options, there is something to think about. You do things that you really don't like. And it takes a lot of effort from you. You just follow the stereotypes and other people's beliefs. Well, or do it for the sake of money, status, and so on. But the strong inner resistance of your subconscious mind will never allow you to grow. The tip of the iceberg is weaker than its underwater part. Perhaps, in order to bring your regular activity closer to what your brain really wants, you need to further analyze and study the direction of the activity in which you have an inborn interest. After all, this is your so-called destination, mission, or life goal. This method is too simple not to do it. Our brains are sometimes very stupid. I talked about this in this video. Do not fall for it. One more caveat. Our brain completes its formation somewhere between the ages of 25 and 33. That is, until this age, the topic most easily absorbed by your subconscious mind can change. This is important to consider. If you are still young, do not rush to draw final conclusions. About once a year, repeat the exercise and analyze in which direction the vector of interests of your brain changes. And develop it in that direction. It can increase your satisfaction with life. Please write in the comments what you did. I would be glad if I helped someone find their way. See you.